Hello, my name is Mark Merlo, and this is my video for my delayed mastery for the test we just took. And the section that I got wrong was section 1 about the different parts of the lab. So I thought that I would make a video going over all of the different parts of the lab and the different purposes that they serve, and that when different scenarios come up, what you should do with the different items in the lab regarding safety. So yeah. So the first part of the lab that I'm going to review is the chemical spill kit. As you can see here, it has different absorbent blankets that basically if you throw them on any chemical spill that occurred, the blankets will absorb the chemicals and stop any damage that these chemicals may cause. And this is great if you're carrying a chemical or whatever spill may occur. The blankets are great for preventing any damage that those chemicals might cause. Photographed here is the chemical shower station. This is to be used if at any point someone catches on fire, or a part of their clothes catch on fire, or something happens where they need water to be put on them or their clothing. You go to the chemical shower station and you just pull on the lever and water will come out. Now, obviously, there's not a drain below it, so this is only to be used in emergency situations. This is obviously a fire extinguisher. This is to be used for this is more for when something catches on fire and a fire needs to be put out, not necessarily someone. That's more for the chemical safety shower. But the fire extinguisher is to be used when a part of the lab or the whole lab, and I hope not, catches on fire. That's going to be used to put out the fire. Here, photographed, I have two different examples of sinks throughout the lab. Obviously, it's a sink. The main usage of it is to clean out beakers and things of that nature, glassware. But the one particular photograph that I have, which is of the sinks that are located at each of the tables, is that they have different access points for Bunsen burners to generate heat for experiments that require any type of heat. So, yeah. Up next, we have the chemical eye wash station. This is used for when somebody gets any potentially harmful chemicals in their eye, and it needs to be cleaned out immediately before it does any damage. You go over to the chemical eye wash station. You open up the yellow things that are protecting the water from coming out, and then you pull the lever, and then the water comes out, and you just look down into it, and the water rids your eyes of any harmful chemicals. So yeah. Up next is the chemical fume hood, and this is used for any experiments that may be dealing with potentially dangerous chemicals that may be released into the air. And so the experiment will go on within the chemical fume hood. That glass will be lifted down so that the fumes are not released. Then once the experiment is over and the dangerous chemicals have been released, a ventilation system at the top of the fume hood will get rid of all the dangerous chemicals from the fume hood to make it usable again. Up next, we have a standard first aid kit. This is to be used if sometimes in emergency situations, but normally it's just if you need a Band-Aid or a bandage or anything like that. It's normally not used for super serious ailments, just to kind of cover up cuts or close wounds or anything like that. Up next, we have the trash can and the recycling bin. These are pretty obvious. The trash can is for any waste, and the recycling bin is for anything that can be recycled. There seems to be a Mountain Dew can in there from when I took that photo, so that's great to see, but yeah. Up next, we have the lab goggles cabinet. Now, the photo that I have of it is closed, but if you were to open it up, there'd be, let's say, roughly 30 different pairs of lab goggles. These are used to protect your eyes during any experiments, to make sure that no chemicals come up and that the chemical eye wash station doesn't have to be used. So that's where all the lab goggles are stored. Once an experiment starts, you grab a pair. Once you're finished, you put them back where you got them. Next, we got the broken glassware container. This is to be used for whenever glass is broken in the lab. It's swept up into this container, and we have a special container for it just to make sure that we always know where to put it in case that something does break. And obviously, we don't want random shards of glass on the loose, so we just sweep them up, put them in there, and then that's where they will remain. And last but not least, we have a bag of baking soda in the lab, just in case any acid is spilled. This baking soda will act to counteract the acid, seeing as the acid is obviously acidic, and the baking soda is basic. And if you pour the baking soda on the acid, it will neutralize it due to the fact that it's basic and the acid is acidic. And the acid will be neutralized and will either evaporate or turn into a liquid, or whatever happens, it will no longer be harmful to the lab. This has been my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.